Welcome to this month's mayoral video message. I just wanted to outline what this month's focus is, and that is business in Kingston. I want to talk about what we're doing to encourage and help and support business. We've got around 17,500 people employed in the manufacturing sector. That area is concentrated largely through Dingley, Mordialloc and Braeside. You would be aware that in general the Australian automotive industry is winding down. A lot of the components that go to make up your family car come from this area. They're small components, often you don't see within the vehicle, but for a number of years that's been a provider of employment. I think we've had around 163 firms at the latest measure who are involved, and over the next couple of years they're jobs that simply aren't going to exist. So we've had to, as a council, get involved and do two things. We've had to see where we can help businesses shift their skill sets and their abilities into other sectors and other capacities, and we've also had to make sure that the businesses that aren't in that sector are as well supported as possible. Now, there's an expectation in the business world that you can communicate, and in an area where we really need that, and that is this manufacturing industrial area, we simply haven't got it. And it's been one of the focuses of this council of late to lobby the federal government and try and get the state government involved as well, because they all recognise the need for this provision, but it's simply not here now. And as far as we're concerned, that's not good enough, and we're not going to accept it, because what the businesses here provide is jobs for the whole community. We want people to be able to work, send their children to school, enjoy living in Kingston, have all the amenity and provision. So as a council, we've taken the stand that we're not just involved with the parks and the roadways and the footpaths like it has been in the past. We are the third tier of government, the tier that's closest to the people, and we're closest to the business. So we've been working with those businesses and working on their behalves. To give you a little bit more background, I'm joined by the owner of New Lab, Michael Orshall, who's joined me today. Thanks, Michael, for having us here. Would you just like to tell us a little bit about how this lack of high-speed broadband, and we can call it the NBN, it doesn't matter, what the cost is to your business?
Well, our business predominantly, we're involved in printing, so we're a digital printer servicing the whole of Australia and New Zealand, and 99.9% of our work arrives on the internet. We're dealing with professional photographers, B2B and government and advertising agencies. So we work on a just-in-time method. So you'll have a client who rings you up from New Zealand, says, I've just sent you my order, have you got it? I said, no, we're still waiting for it. We've got a dozen ADSL 2 lines coming in, and when the work starts arriving in the afternoon, everything just slows down. So what happens is that if we can't get the work out on time, the client says, look, I can't take the risk, so I'll just send it somewhere locally, so we don't get the work.
Can I just ask you, in terms of your industry, your competitors in other states or other countries or wherever your competitors are located, they're not working under the same burden that you are in terms of not having that high-speed broadband? Is it placing you at a competitive disadvantage?
Well, it definitely is, because there are areas where people already have a high-speed internet, and especially from overseas. We try to deal with overseas countries, and we did for a while. We're getting a reasonable amount of work from USA, and I've got friends who have similar businesses there. They've got Tier 1 and Tier 2 lines, and I tell them we've got ADSL 2, and they laugh at us. They said, how do you work in your business? I
have had, on a couple of occasions, reason to talk to a few of the other businesses located around here, and they've shared similar stories. Is that, as a group of businesses in this industrial area, is it a commonplace, not just in photography businesses, but just in a broader range of firms?
Definitely is, because many businesses here are high-tech businesses, and they're all reliant on the internet. And we've got manufacturing plants, we've got laser cutting. They all get their files on the internet from their customers, and if they can't get it fast enough, all businesses now are under pressure to produce faster.
So we've heard a lot about high-speed broadband. It's a terribly important aspect of business, as Michael very kindly shared his situation with us. Recently, the CEO, John Nevins, and I went to Canberra and spoke to 8 senior ministers or their advisors about the need for changes to occur in terms of availability of high-speed broadband in this area. We will be pursuing each of those ministers until we can bring about the change we know needs to happen. There's many other aspects to a successful business, and there's lots of other different sorts of businesses. So as a council, we're getting involved where we can. We have CEOs round tables, we have business workshops, we support the Melbourne Business Awards. We're, in terms of our planning, working with businesses when they need to make changes, and they need to make changes quickly because that means jobs. So it doesn't matter what business you're involved in, whether you work for a business, whether you own a business. If you've got a suggestion, if you've got any concerns, get in contact with us. Contact me, contact your ward councillors, ring council, write to us, email us, let us know what your concerns are. We're very interested, we want to help, and we want to support businesses that support our community. So thanks very much for being with us this month. Look forward to seeing you next month. All the best. Thanks.